Welcome to Jiva Yoga Live. My name is Kella, and this is a video called 7 Exercises for Scalp, Hair Growth, and Dysesthesia. Welcome! Today we are going to learn 7 exercises for the scalp, which will help with hair growth and scalp dysesthesia. So to begin, we're going to sit in half lotus pose. This is the position I am in currently. If you need a pillow, or if your knees are uncomfortable, you can just seat yourself upon it and put your hands on your knees. And from your pelvic cavity, you're going to want to engage your core muscles, engage your belly, open up through the heart and shoulders, and ensure that your shoulders are low and relaxed. And from here, we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We'll repeat this again. And one last time. So to begin our scalp massage, we're going to bring our hands into Anjuli Mudra, so in prayer position just in front of the heart. And from here, we're going to rub our hands vigorously together so that we can harness the healing energy of our hands and bring this energy up into our scalp. My hands are a little cold today, so it might take me longer to warm up. But when you feel ready, take those warm hands and place them like so around the ears. So your index finger is resting just behind the ear and the thumbs are resting lightly on the back of the neck, and the other fingers are landing on your temples. So from here, we're going to just do 3 sweeps down the neck. This encourages lymphatic drainage and is excellent for just sweeping the energy that we carry in our scalp down into the circulatory system. And the next step is to consider your scalp a bit like a stress ball. So you're going to want to have your fingers positioned like this with your thumbs on the back of your neck. And beginning near your temples, you're just going to begin small circles. It may be necessary to take your hair down, so I think I will probably do that. Taking my hair down. And so from here, we're really just focusing on small clockwise circles, working from the outside of the hairline to the inside of the scalp. Imagine that there's a line drawn through the middle of the scalp, so we're working from outwards in. And this, of course, can be done with oils. Rosemary oil is considered to be a great oil for hair growth, as well as lavender. And there's also an ingredient called amla, which is a really great one. It's an Ayurvedic powder that you can use for hair growth as well. And once you've gotten to the front, you can go back down to the back of the neck and begin again, but with circles in the opposite direction. So what this really does is it encourages blood circulation in the scalp. The mechanical motion of rubbing your fingers on the scalp allows the blood to fill up those cavities, and it will nourish the hair follicles, which are responsible for hair growth. And the truth is, we really carry so much stress in our scalp, so this is just an excellent practice to begin doing as often as you can. So once you do that, you can go as many rounds as you want, up and back and down. You can take your fingers about an inch back from the scalp and press down with your fingers like so. These are pressure points on the top of the head. About another inch back. And then up on the crown chakra. And once we finish that, we're gonna just sweep that energy down into the earth there. And I will put my hair back up and we'll go into the next posture, which is called wide child's pose. So to go into wide child's pose, you can take your pillow and put it back here. Just swing your legs under you and go into tabletop position. So basically your knees are hip width apart and your wrists are stacked below your shoulders. From here, we're just gonna tuck our toes under, widen our knee stance a little, and then come back down into this wide child's pose. So we're extending through the arms, our forehead is to the ground. And as we do this, we visualize the stress that we carried in our hands getting absorbed into the earth. Feeling supported and grounded. Taking 3 deep breaths here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And from this posture, we're going to go back up into tabletop pose. We're going to tuck our toes under, lifting up through the hips, and we're going to go into downward dog. But first, we're going to keep our knees flexible and just gently work them down to the mat. And once we've gotten into a good position, we're going to engage through our belly and push through our shoulders. And really feel the extension of our back in this pose. And you can play and shift a little bit with your weight. The most important thing in this inversion is how it encourages the blood flow to the head, and it also aids in digestion. So we're gonna take 3 deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we'll begin walking our feet towards our hands. And from here, we're just going to roll up very gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, engaging our bellies. Slowly up into standing position, and we're going to roll our shoulders back, open our heart, come down into our pelvic cavity with our knees gently bent into a very stable standing position. And as we do, we're going to spread our toes like starfish on the mat and spread our fingers. Taking a few deep breaths here. If you're feeling dizzy or anything, just take your time and go slowly. And from here, we're gonna go down into forward bend. So we're gonna take a nice deep breath as we lift our arms up. And as we exhale, falling forward, arms to the side, into the forward bend. We're gonna have a nice little micro bend in the knees, and we can gently bounce up and down. And we can gently go from side to side if that feels nice for you. Some might want to just grasp their elbows. And this is actually an amazing pose to do self-massage in as well. So if you just want to throw that in there, you can integrate a little bit of scalp massage. After you step out of the shower, this is also a good exercise you can do for your scalp. Very good. And from here, we're going to come out by slowly stretching up vertebrae by vertebrae again. And rolling our shoulders back. Coming up slowly. You can circle your wrists out, shake your hands a little. And from here, we're going to come down into Thunderbolt pose. So Thunderbolt pose, if you need a bolster for your knees, or if it's uncomfortable for you to sit in this position, which is like so. If this is uncomfortable for you, you could also consider putting a bolster between your legs and your thighs. Okay, so whatever is comfortable for you. So I'm going to sit facing forwards. So this is Thunderbolt pose, which is a very relaxing, also a very grounding pose for digestion. And in digestion, it plays an important role in circulating the nutrients from our food into the blood and through the scalp and up to the hair follicles. So this is all very good things to do. And in this pose, we're going to do Prasanna Mudra, or the Hairdo pose, which is an exercise that is considered to help stimulate hair growth. In order to do this, we lift our hands up and curl our fingers towards our palms. Then we bring the bed of our fingernails together and we gently rub them. You can begin with gently rubbing, and then you can gain into a more vigorous pressure. In acupressure, this is believed, this area, this pressure point is connected to the scalp. So actually stimulating the scalp through rubbing the nail beds together is another way to encourage hair growth. You can rub both together at the same time, or you can stop and hold one and just rub the other against it. And alternate. So ideally, you would want to do this in the morning and in the evening on an empty stomach. You can also focus on taking nice deep breaths here in through the nose and out through the mouth. And to conclude, we'll just stretch our hands out, our wrists, shake that energy out. And our last position for today is legs against the wall. So I'm going to move the yoga mat closer to the wall, and if you'd like a pillow or a bolster for comfort, you can do that. Or you can basically just sit up against the wall like this, okay? And then lay down and bring your legs up to the wall. And you can walk your pelvis towards the wall so that you're just right up against it like this. So we end with this posture for its relaxing nature. To beat the stress, it also helps to circulate the lymph and blood from the legs towards the torso. And you can just visualize all the stress melting down through your body and being held by the earth. So finishing with 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. To come out of this pose, we're just going to gently roll to the side and push ourselves up. Coming back to the center. So thank you for joining me today with these 7 exercises for hair growth and dysesthesia. Have a wonderful day.